But lads, if Germany lose to Sweden, then I will personally get a tattoo of Mesut Ozil in a dress right on my left arse cheek.
Klaassen, Toivonen, can he get it down? He's done it!
Thankfully, Royce and Cruz popped up to spare me a trip to the tattoo parlour, where my arse would have been about as sore as Adam Johnson's right now. That's a joke, Adam, alright? He doesn't get TV in there. And if he does, Jesus Christ, don't let him near the Disney Channel. But yes, lads, I went missing off this channel for a day. Wasn't here to address the Germany-Sweden game.
Oh no, where am I going to get my daily fix of nauseating Irishmen complaining about everything?
Well, last I checked, Harry Kane's still at that ITV gig, and still seems to hate everything that isn't a paycheck. But I can imagine the legions of loyal subscribers were up in arms, smashing your laptops off the walls, throwing your phones down the toilet.
In utter despair.
Nobody even noticed, did they? But anyway, I'm back now, I'm ready to battle on, alright? They said they weren't going to get carried away. They said, we realise we're a country that lost to a supermarket 2 years ago. We won't make that mistake of getting our hopes up too early.
I said we're going to win the World Cup. Come on, f***ing England. I said we're going to win the World Cup. Come on,
Football's coming home, it's confirmed. England for the World Cup. This is outrageous. It is fully coming home, you know. England!
Jesus Christ, that fella sounds like a hyperactive 6-year-old after downing half a pack of Smarties before bed.
England, it's coming home.
The only thing that's coming home is your brother in a body bag when he inevitably gets knocked out by some obnoxious airhead in front of a bunch of screaming 9-year-olds. I'm sorry, Deji, alright, but good lord, it's true. By the way, for anyone watching, tickets have gone on sale for that KSI and Logan Paul fight. I would worry about anyone there who's over the age of 14, considering that audience is like a pick and mix for local pedophiles. It really was a performance that made England fans experience emotions they hadn't felt in a long while. I mean, this fella looks like he's off to butcher a bunch of college students on his lunch break. Any further thoughts of Big Sam? Watching this game for him must have been like spying on his ex-wife in bed with her new husband. Knowing him, he'd probably still be screaming through the window, telling your man to get the on side. Thankfully, no matter how many clubs sack him, carbs will always be his friend. Until the doctor mentions type 2 diabetes. But let's hope that day never comes. Alright, lads, can you imagine the reaction if they were playing an actual half-decent team? And not one that looks like it's just been introduced to a football 2 weeks prior to the World Cup? I will give you this though, England did what they had to do. It was a ruthless execution from the English. Something they weren't quite able to do 2 years ago. 5-0 up at half-time, 6-1 by the final whistle, it was impressive. In the build-up to this game, the team was supposedly leaked by the coach Steve Holland. Bollocks was it leaked?
You open the paper and you see a picture of Lindsay Lohan getting out of a car and the headline is, "Cover up Lindsay, we can see your knickers." Of course you can see her knickers. Your photographer is lying in the road pointing this camera up her dress to see her knickers. You're literally the gutter press.
I mean, pretty much, Ricky. Not that we've got tabloid photographers out in Russia hoping for an upskirt of Dele Alli as he gets out of a taxi. We've already seen plenty of Dele Alli, just ask Eric for the footage. Allegedly, of course. That could have been anyone. But come on, to have got your hands on that England team, it wasn't leaked. I don't think Holland came to you in some alleyway, cap in hand, looking for money. No, you would have had to have been snooping around the training ground with a big ass lens, zoomed in.
Oh, we've got our scoop. My editor's gonna give me a big pat on the back.
I mean, I think I've said enough about your media screwing over your own chances. But Jesus, lads, giving the team away? I mean, it's not like it would have mattered. You could have literally put out your C team and told the Panamanians exactly what it was 3 weeks in advance, and you would have still mullered them. But that's not the point. As for Panama, I wanted to like Panama. I really did. You know, they did brilliantly getting here. Prison Break was a great show, but the football team, Jesus Christ, they were so cynical. They didn't have a clue how to mark corners. Someone should have told them that you weren't allowed to bear hug. But I did enjoy their celebrations like they'd won the World Cup when they scored. I don't think I've ever seen anyone celebrate that hard at being 6-1 down. So, but listen, English, you did well to win, alright? Good win, but just calm down a little bit. You're all getting a little bit carried away. Let's just see how you do against Belgium.
Calm down.
That's gonna be the proper test.
How in the world do we not even qualify for the World Cup?
I agree. How the hell did the USA not get into the World Cup ahead of Panama? Panama, I mean, they are honest to God one of the worst World Cup teams I've ever seen, and I watched Saudi Arabia in 2002.
We never win the World Cup, but you're telling me we're not even good enough to get into the World Cup for the privilege of losing?
You know what? This guy should have probably been in the dressing room for the USA team talks. It might have fired them up a little bit.
Forget Team USA. I'm Team Germany. I'll jump on the bandwagon. Deutscher, Deutschland, Ziggy zaggy, oi, oi!
On second thoughts, maybe not. What I do find funny though is the deluge of people on Twitter or Facebook now who didn't give a shit about football the rest of the year, instead choosing to tag their cat in memes or smother Facebook with photos of their baby. We don't give a shit about your child, it looks like a wrinkled egg. Now either put it away or throw the bastard in an omelette. But now these people are all, it's coming home. No, it's not. Okay, it's not coming home. Just relax. Everybody. Gary Lineker's been forced to apologise after people took umbrage with him calling Pepe a despite the fact that Pepe is a
Complete joke that Lineker's having to come out and defend himself for tweeting a swear word. Just appreciate he's being honest and trusts us enough to show his true colours. Emotions run high and deep in sport, and he's an England legend. Grow a pair or just right off.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
Japan took on Senegal, two teams that got quite surprising wins in their first game, and they played out a 2-2 draw with Kasuke Honda striking a late equaliser for the Japanese. They really need to sort out the goalkeeper though, Christ above. Like, he made a mistake in the first game, but look at this for Sadio Mane's goal. And that wasn't the first time he had weak Chris either. At corners, the poor f***er was missing more punches than Joe Weather. Senegal looked decent alright, and actually look, a better side than 2002 World Cup one, when that team was basically raided by English clubs.
Spoilers, they were all
The only legacy Ella had just left behind was teaching Jamie Carragher how to spit at kids. Colombia took on Poland and swiftly sent about 20% of the Irish population into a mild depression. The Colombians were on it from the get-go, swarming the Polish, crowding them out, invading them like it was 1939. The first game against Japan was ruined by the red card, right? But now, this was the Colombia we all know. Goals from Yerry Mina, Radamel Falcao, Juan Cuadrado. Remember when they were Chelsea flops? Settling the game. Anyway, that's all I got time for today, lads. Third round of games in the group stages where it gets really interesting. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, give it a share, and a subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.